Hello, today we are going to talk about an application which is basically used for pre-processing data such as text and images. I have developed this using FastAPI in Python, and right now I'm showing on my screen IDE which is called VS Code, and I have used LLMs extensively to get the idea and inspiration for developing this application. So let's have a brief overview of this code, and then we'll get to see the application itself. So what we're trying to do here is defining how do we load data and how do we load MS in these two functions here. And once we have that defined, once we get the data being loaded into the our application, which was running on the server, we kind of see the sample and the processed file, pre-processed file, and the augmented file. So these are the functions written here for that. And similarly, we have the main functions inside which we have defined the styling part and the HTML part of it. So this gives the idea how UI is going to look like. A lot of it comes from the again internet sources to get the inspiration. The pre-processing and augmentation, when I was saying of the image or text, what I was meaning to say is that if there is let's say a text file, so maybe we can do multiple things with it. Maybe we can remove the multiple spaces from between two words and kind of replace that with one space only, or maybe we can remove any punctuation, be it comma, parenthesis, and we can also convert any uppercase letters to lowercase letter for text. Similarly, if we want to augment anything into text, we can do multiple things like entering synonyms. If there is a word like good, we can maybe try to replace it with nice. So we are using here two things, WordNet and OMW 1.4. So once this is style downloaded, we can use it to kind of replace words with the synonyms. So this is for the text augmentation. Similarly, for image pre-processing and augmentation. So when let's say we have an image, what we are going to do is we are going to turn a colorful image into a grayscale, more of a black and white, to call it pre-processed. And something like rotating an image by 45 degrees can be called an augmentation. So a number of things can be done in the pre-processing or augmentation. So this is what the idea was, to kind of build an application. Let's have a quick walkthrough of the application, how the UI looks like and how is it operating. So right now I'm into the VS Code terminal. Let me uh, type in this command to launch our application, and you can see it's there. So yeah, this is how our application UI is going to look like. So I'll choose a file. Let's start with an image. So if this is an image, sample image I downloaded from the internet, I choose the file from my computer, click on upload file, and then I click on show sample. So this is going to show me how the sample is actually. This is the raw file. So yeah, I'll just ignore this error because this is of file compatibility. And yeah, this is the actual image like. So once I try to pre-process it, you remember that while pre-processing, what we are actually doing is changing it to grayscale, and that's what we have done here. So yeah, this image is now in grayscale, and we can again try to augment this particular data. And when we remember that in augmenting that image, we turned it to 45 degrees. So yeah, the image is now rotated. So this we can do. Similarly, we can try with the text file also. So this is a text file which is on my computer. So I just clicked and uploaded it. So this is some of the questions which I was asking to ChatGPT. So and took some notes out of it for Python. So right now I have this file open with me, the raw file. So this is the format of this text file. So I just put some of the symbols in it, some noted down some code as it is. So this is showing me the sample. Oh, and when I click on this pre-process file, so now what it has done is, if notice that the Q, the first Q which was in uppercase has now turned into lowercase, and after that there were some right indicated arrows which has been removed because we removed the punctuation while pre-processing the data from this text file. So all of that has been removed. So this part has been removed from the original file, and this Q and all the other uppercase letters have been converted into lowercase. So this we can just see in all this file there would not be any uppercase in this file, and neither any special characters. So this is how we can pre-process a text file. Similarly, for augmenting a text file, you remember that when I right now clicked on the augmentation, and I see that this has come back because we are in augmentation. We are not removing any special characters, and we are not changing any uppercase to lowercase. Rather, what we were doing is adding synonyms, and injecting words. So if you see, there will be definitely some words which is not as what I provided, in my data set. For example, this let's see this line and compare it to the original file. So if I compare it to the original file, it is just below the line called data is equal to np.random, this particular line. So uh, you see this one, right? So this is the original line is the code you provided generates a list of data set with 100 data points each. But here you see, the code you provided beget a list of interestingly. So these are the words which has been, augmented or been injected into this file. I have never written interestingly in, my file. So this is an example of how we can play around with a data set and pre-process it and kind of do any augmentation if required, and the logic of that can be written here. So why we were seeing those words, because I tried to add some filler words randomly into the code. That's what we see here. So this is just to establish the concept. We can do this on multiple files format, be it audio or 3D files. So yeah, that's it, what I wanted to discuss. Thank you.